Let me pull up this story because I think regular people are waking up. The narrative is breaking. From timcast.com, Pennsylvania Republicans increase voter registration, shrinking gap in predominantly Democrat state. For every Republican voter who has registered as a Democrat, 4 former Democrats have become Republicans.
Wow.
4 times as many, switching the other direction. I always give a shout out to Scott Pressler. Are you familiar with Scott Pressler?
Not really.
The persistence on Twitter. This guy's been going out and registering people to vote.
Yes.
All over the place. He was cleaning up cities. Now this is a guy who he does the work. And partly due to his work, and truth be told, there's many other activists who are working towards voter registration as well. We're now starting to see the tides shift. I don't think the Republican Party will be the salvation of anybody unless people vote in the primaries. And they do kind of what we're seeing up in New Hampshire with the Free State Project. You see that? Getting a bunch of, populist, America First, libertarian-minded people to run. And then we're going to see some positive changes. But this is massive. And again, it's indicative of people saying, we've had enough. The economy's in the gutter. We don't like Joe Biden. It's been a year, and already we're seeing this massive shift. And it's also people snapping out of the media narrative. I want to show you one thing before we all start diving into this. Take a look at this from the generic congressional vote 2022. Republicans have a lead of 3.6 points. So we're still a bit out. Take a look at 2020. The Democrats had the lead in the generic congressional polling aggregate the entire time, ending with a 6.8 lead. And Republicans still made powerful gains, especially in Democrat strongholds. Yeah. What are we going to see in November? It's going to be massive.
This November is going to be a wipeout, I think, unless the only thing that could stop it, and it's not going to happen, is Joe Biden basically saying, I think the environment matters, but the new Green Deal is finished. If he actually turns against the left. Because remember, like Obama, Biden ran as a centrist. That was the whole point of Joe Biden. And one thing people forget about Obama, he was a very popular guy, obviously a very charismatic and kind of likable guy, and people liked him. Every Democrat except him was voted out of office during his term of office. Right? There was like two Democrats still working. The rest of them were at a malt shop somewhere. So people do not like these programs.
But you saw the State of the Union with Biden, right?
Yeah.
It was sort of we're still hoping to do things of the union.
Yes.
Because this you never really mentioned. What's the State of the Union?
Come on.
Campaign speech.
But
yeah,
I mean,
it was a campaign speech.
He talks about border security. He says I'm a capitalist. He was just stealing.
He said actually fund the police.
That's right.
Fund the
yes,
police, yeah.
he did. He said we need to secure the border.
He's trying
believe
to
it.
play
Cure
both sides.
cancer, too.
So we're going
he's
to
gonna
build
cure cancer.
microchips in the field of dreams, man.
And how stupid does he think? Well, I guess we
Dumb enough to elect him.
It answers itself.
People switching parties is proof that people are not stupid. They're waking up and they realize Joe Biden is spitting in their faces with everything he's doing.
I agree, and I don't even know, is Joe Biden running the country? I mean, I have no idea. But whoever is, I mean, really, the AOC, Bernie Sanders wing of the party is completely in control. They believe, as AOC just said on the air, she said we've got to be more left wing because
Let them.
Let them. That's the way I feel too. Yeah, go for it.
I think it's the bankers that are controlling the country. I saw an Andrew Jackson quote from 1830 where he called the bankers a den of vipers, and then they tried to kill him. Somebody shot him. He broke up the central bank.
I agree to a certain degree, right? Obviously, the Federal Reserve, we all have our problems with. But I think what happened to the Democrats is they saw AOC and the rise of the progressives, and they thought we can wield this power. But little did they realize it was like the One Ring, and they would not be able to.